What do government do? How do they decide what to do? So all this question answer I will try to give first. Then I will begin the lesson paragraph wise. So the first question is, what important role government play in our lives? The first point, the government provides legal supports to its citizens against any discrimination and injustice. If you remember, we have already discussed about discrimination and injustice word. Discrimination means treating the other person differently on the basis of gender, class or skin color or social or economic status, etc. Now, the word injustice means being unfair. Okay, for example, if when innocent person is sent to the jail, though he has not committed any crimes, then that is the example of injustice. Second point is it maintains peace and so keeps society in order. So you can see the daily violence and conflict is going during COVID-19 lockdown on many issues relating to religion, relating to not scarcity of food, etc. Third point is it controls crime with the help of the police and also by making the laws so that people will have a fear that if they will commit any crime they will be sent to the jail and will have to give a amount of money also as a fine. Fourth is it assists people to lead a proper life. Fifth is, in the event of natural calamities, the government provides all emergency assistance to the affected people. So you would have this help may be in terms of providing food to the people, providing a particular place to the people, that may be temporary, providing medical health facilities to the people, first aid, etc. Second question is, what do government do? How do they decide what to do? First point, it makes decisions and get the things done. Decisions relating to providing fund for the educational program, to the health department, for the development of the nation, for the constructions of the roads, buildings, for maintenance of the railways, etc. Second is it builds roads and schools. So the decisions relating to the construction of roads and schools and the area where the school should be. Third is it supervises postal and railway service. Fourth is again at the time of natural calamities, it organizes aid and assistance for the affected people. Fifth is it makes laws for the safety of its citizens. I already explained that law create a fear in the mind of the people that if you will commit any crime you have to suffer. Sixth is the government protects the boundaries of the country. Yes. And the last is it maintains peaceful relations with the other countries. Third question is, what is the difference between different types of governments such as monarchies and democracies? So in order to understand that, we should first understand the meaning of the monarchy. So monarchy is a form of a government in which the monarch means king or queen has the power to make decisions and run the government, just like our PM Narendra Modi do. Second is the monarchy may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but the final decision making power remains with the monarch. Monarch means the king or the queen. So if I will explain this, see, in our country there is a prime minister, okay, and and that position is not hereditary, okay. But what happens in monarchy? That position is hereditary, just like it used to be earlier during the Mughal or the other Hindu rulers. Okay, for example, if a king is ruling the particular country, state or nation, then his future son will rule that country, state or nation. The other form of government is the democratic government. So let's see democracy meaning. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. So you can see people, people, people. These three words, everywhere people word is there. It means that the people are given the priority. The people of the particular country, state or nation are given the priority. Unlike in a democracy, kings and queens do not have to explain their actions or defend the decisions they take. Here it is talking about the monarchy form of a government where the final decisions of the king and queens can't be defended, means anybody can't defend their decisions, or they don't need to explain that why they have taken these decisions. The decisions relating to anybody, means giving the punishments to any particular person, or relating to marriage, or relating to letting the other person to move to the other country. Okay, you might have seen in the serials. The first paragraph of the lesson is every country needs a government to make decisions and get the things done. Now, in order to take this decision, the government has a variety of works to do, and to discharge each responsibility smoothly, means whether to take a decisions to, it works at three levels. First is at the local level, meaning in your village, town, or locality. Second is at the state level, means entire state. If you are in UP, then whole Uttar Pradesh. If you are in Andhra Pradesh, then Andhra Pradesh. Third is at the national level, that is country. The government has a great responsibility of taking decisions, relating to where to build roads and schools, how to reduce the price of onions when they get too expensive, or ways to increase the supply of electricity. The government also takes actions on many social issues also by launching the several programs in order to help the poor. So there are many things which can't be explained in one lesson that are being done by the government for the welfare of the people. The government also has the job of protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining a peaceful relations with other countries. In fact, it is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat and their health is good. Whenever there occurs a natural disasters like tsunami or earthquake, it is the government who organizes for the first aid and for the items relating to the food in the affected area or for the affected people. Sometimes if there are dispute occurs between the people, or if someone has committed a crime, then you will find that particular person will be in a court. So here you will note that court are also a part of the government. Even government also used to make rules which is applied on everyone. Giving you an example, means you have to wear a helmet while driving the motorcycle, you have to wear the seat belt while driving the car, and this all are being done for your safety only. And government also take measures to control the resources and protect the territory of the country, so the people of the particular country will feel secure. And this is done on the behalf of the government, and they do this by exercising leadership, taking decisions, and they try to implement this among the people who are living in their territory or their country. Now the next heading is about the levels of the government. So till now, through definitions and few examples, we got an idea that how the government is responsible for managing and doing different things. But still there comes a question that how it manages to do all this. Talking about the Government of India, also known as Bharat Sarkar, is the union government created by the Constitution of India as the legislative, executive, and judicial authority of the union of 28 states and 8 union territories. Earlier it was 29. Now here are some informations relating to the Government of India which you can take a view. Now we will come back to the paragraph given in the book. We have already discussed that the government works at 3 different levels. First is at the local level, second is at the level of the state, and the third is at the national level. We have also understood that local level means in your village, town or locality. State level means which covers the entire state. For example, if you are living in Uttar Pradesh, then Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, then West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, then Madhya Pradesh. And other in detail you will read means something relating to the functions of the local level of the government, you will read in class 7th or Here you can see the two different types of maps which will give you an idea about the working of the government. In the first map, it consists of the different states, and the second map is about the administrative divisions. So here, now there is another example which will help you to understand in an easy way. For example, there is a school, and it will not be possible for a principal only to control the whole school. The principal will require teachers, supportive staffs, and each teacher or the supportive staff are having their own duty. For example, a principal can't go to every classes and teach all the students together. A principal can't look after the school or look after the maintenance of the school. So he or she will require the teachers or the supportive staff, so that even a single teacher can't teach all the subjects. You would have seen in your school that there are different teachers allotted for different subjects. So this is how our government also works. It becomes easy for the government to look after each sector or sections of the society. The next heading given in the book is laws and the government. First point, the government needs laws to maintain peace and order in society. Second is, law establishes justice. It is meant to achieve constitution ideas, equality and right against discrimination. Third is, laws make it compulsory for the people to obey it. Now this is the only way government can function, means by making laws and by implementing the laws on everyone's. So just like the government has the power to make decisions, similarly it has the power to enforce the decisions also. For example, there is a law that says that all persons, I have already discussed, that all persons driving a motor vehicle must have a license, or each and every person driving a vehicle should have should wear the helmet, or the person driving the car or the four-wheeler should wear the seat belt. If it is not being done, then that particular person can either be jailed or fined a large sum of money. In addition to this, if there is any person belonging to a particular religion and he feels that he is not able to get a job because he or she belong to a particular religion or a caste, so he or she may approach the court and claim that the law is not being followed, because according to our constitution, nobody should be discriminated on the basis of religion. I have already talked about the right to equality in the first chapter or second chapter, I think. Please go through the two other videos. The court can then give the orders that what should be done. Okay, one more thing is that there can be changes, means if it is needed, then there can be amendments, means changes. You would have heard about the triple talaq, or in the Nirbhaya case. Now the next heading is about the types of government. Now here a question is given that who gives the government the power to make decisions and enforce laws? So the answer to the question depends on the type of government which is there in the country. So I have already discussed at the starting of the video about the democratic type of government or the monarchy type of government. So please go through that. But again, a little bit about it. So in a democracy, it is the people who give the government the power, okay, by elections, in which they vote for a particular persons and elect them. And when this particular person is elected, then that person forms the government. Even in a democratic government, it has to explain its actions and defend its decisions to the people. But if you remember, it was quite different in the monarchy form of government. If you remember, the monarch, means the king or queen, has the power to make decisions and run the government. The monarchy may have a small group of people to discuss matters, but the final decision of power used to remain with the monarch, means the king or the queen or the person who is ruling. And then generally the person who will be ruling will be from the king or the queen family only. Now the last heading of the chapter, that is democratic government. It had talked about democratic government in detail. So what is the main feature of a democracy? It is that the people have the power to elect their leaders. And if I talk about our country India, India is a democracy, and the people of India have struggled a lot in order to get the independence also, and in order to get this achievement also. But still there are some places in the world where people are still struggling, and where people have also struggled in order to gain this democracy. The second point is about the representative democracy. So, in a representative democracy, people do not participate directly. Means we all the people do not participate directly. We choose one leader, means a representative, through an election process. Like you choose the monitor of the class, okay, by giving the votes. The third point given in the paragraph is talking about the universal adult franchise. It is telling that a government, means the current government, cannot call itself a democratic government if it does not allow all the people to vote. Okay. So this means that all adults in the country are allowed to vote, and that is known as universal adult franchise. The fourth point is talking about that it was not always like this which you are seeing. You won't believe that there was a time when government did not allow the women and the poor to participate in elections. In the earlier form of government, only men who used to own the property or were educated, you were allowed to vote. So that means that the women and the poor, or the people who are who are not having any property, or the people who are uneducated, will not be allowed to vote. So don't you think it is unfair? Why we people are not letting the person to cast one vote on the basis of these things? If you will read the history, you will come to know about the many types of untouchability practices, superstitious practices. So leave that. Here we are talking about the time before independence, in which only a small minority was allowed to vote. So several people came to speak against that. In fact, in these several people, Gandhi ji was also included, and he was shocked at the unfairness of this practice, and he demanded that all adults have the right to vote. It doesn't matter that a particular adult is educated or he or she is from a poor background. These all things should not be a barrier in letting a person to cast one vote. So this was also known as universal adult franchise. Now there is a general written, it was written in 1931, that name was Young India by Gandhi ji. In that he has written that, here you can see the picture of it. So what Gandhi ji tried to make the people understand that why we people are judging the persons on the basis of the education or the money. Especially his focus was on the wealth or the illiteracy. See, a person who is educated doesn't mean that that particular person will be an honest person, or the person who is uneducated will not be an honest person. So this was the reason